Welcome to Daily Crypto episode 17.
Good to be here.
Today we're taking a look at what's been moving and shaking in the crypto world lately.
Yeah, trying to pull out the really key developments you need to know right now.
Exactly. We'll hit the price movements, some significant news, and interesting trends across various coins.
It's definitely a landscape with, well, a lot happening, even just glancing at the prices.
Right. Let's start there. Bitcoin, BTC, is currently at $87,393. That's showing a 3.37% increase.
Pretty solid climb.
Yeah, and Ethereum's following suit. ETH priced at $1,643.26, up by 3.27%.
Almost neck and neck there in terms of percentage gain.
BNB is at $603.80. That's a 1.8% rise, roughly.
Okay.
Solana, SOL, trading at $140.27, increasing by, a bit less, 0.74%.
So a bit more modest for SOL.
But then you look at XRP. It's at $2.13, showing a significant 3.41% increase. That's quite a jump.
It is. That's interesting. What immediately stands out is, well, just the broad positive movement among the big names. When you see Bitcoin and Ethereum moving up like this, it often, lifts the tide for the altcoins too.
Creates a tailwind, yeah.
Right. And that strength in XRP, that's worth noting. Sometimes those bigger jumps point to specific news or catalysts.
And that momentum seems to be spilling over into the meme coins too.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Shiba Inu, SA, is at 0.000127, up by 3.2%.
Okay.
Pepe, PKE, has seen a really big leap, 6.25% to 0.0000000029.
Wow. Okay, Pepe's having a moment.
Seems like it. Bonk, B-O-N-K, is at 0.0000152, up by 4.37%.
Another strong one.
And Popcat, People Pcat, is at 0.253501, showing almost a 4% rise. So it feels like there's renewed energy there.
Definitely. The meme coin market, it really has its own rhythm, doesn't it? Often driven by social media, community hype, stuff like that.
Totally.
Those big percentage gains we're seeing, they suggest interest is back, maybe more speculative trading in those more volatile assets.
It's a good reminder of how fast things can change in that corner of the market.
Absolutely. Unpredictable sometimes.
Okay, let's pivot to some of the bigger news items floating around. Gold. It just hit a new all-time high, $3,390.
Wow.
And naturally, that sparks the discussion. Will Bitcoin follow the whole digital gold narrative?
It always comes up, doesn't it? When you see a traditional safe haven like gold hitting records, it makes people look at other potential stores of value.
Like Bitcoin.
Exactly. Does Bitcoin's story as like an alternative asset or an inflation hedge resonate more now? Gold doing well might indirectly help that argument for some people.
Interesting. Okay, on the tech side of things, Vitalik Buterin has proposed something potentially massive for Ethereum.
Oh, yeah.
Replacing the Ethereum virtual machine, the EVM, with something called RISC-V. The goal is better scalability.
Okay, whoa. Replacing the EVM, that's fundamental. The EVM is like the brain, right? It runs all the smart contracts.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So moving to RISC-V, that's a different kind of architecture. It's more open, more standard, outside of blockchain, actually. Could be more efficient, maybe attract more developers.
Sounds like it.
The fact the Ethereum Foundation is talking about it means they see real potential there for, future capacity. The co-executive responded too.
Definitely one to watch.
Yeah.
Now, for something a bit stranger, a Solana NFT project called Meatbags.
Meatbags, okay.
They announced an NFT sale, and the goal is apparently to buy a Cold War bunker.
A bunker, seriously, with NFT money.
That's the plan, apparently. It's certainly a novel use case.
Novel is one word. It shows how NFTs are moving beyond just art, isn't it? Like decentralized fundraising for physical stuff. Weird stuff sometimes.
Definitely weird. Okay, here's a stat that caught my eye. Crypto wagers reportedly generated over $81 billion in gaming revenue in 2024 alone.
81 billion. Just from crypto bets and gaming.
Yep, and that's despite all the legal hurdles and gray areas that still exist.
That is staggering. It just shows the sheer demand where crypto meets gaming. Even with regulatory uncertainty, that volume is huge. Signals massive potential if or when things get clearer legally.
Yeah, truly massive. Switching gears slightly, there are ongoing issues with SUSD. That's the stablecoin in the synthetic system.
The DPEG. Still happening.
Seems so. It's still off its dollar peg, and the founder of Synthetics is now publicly urging stakers to, do something about it.
Right. That's serious. When a stable coin, which is meant to be, well, stable, loses its peg, it causes problems, right? Yeah, impacts DeFi protocols, trading, just general confidence in the platform. The founder calling for action means they likely need the community to step in somehow to try and fix it.
Makes sense. On a single asset note, HYPE token, reports suggest it's showing a bullish pattern, maybe tracking towards $20, hinting at a comeback.
HYPE. Well, it highlights the volatility, doesn't it? These huge potential swings. Technical patterns can suggest things, but,
No guarantees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Market sentiment, news, it can all change things fast.
Okay, now this one feels potentially significant with broader implications. A report suggesting most Bitcoin businesses in El Salvador
Oh, I saw something about this.
basically just quietly vanished from the market.
Yeah, vanished. That's sobering. Given El Salvador was the first country to make Bitcoin legal tender.
Right. It raises serious questions about making this work on a national level. What do you think went wrong there?
It's a crucial real-world test case, isn't it? Could be lots of things. Bitcoin's price swings making business hard, maybe regulatory issues, lack of clear rules, or maybe just not enough people actually used it.
Lack of demand on the ground.
Yeah, maybe the expected widespread adoption just didn't happen. It really shows how complex it is trying to plug Bitcoin into a regular economy.
Definitely. There are also discussions happening about using blockchain for other things, like tackling hidden bias in financial AI.
Oh, interesting. How would that work?
The idea is blockchain's transparency, its immutability, could let you audit AI decisions better. See if there's bias baked in.
Ah, okay. Like an audit trail for the AI's thinking. That makes sense.
And also maybe using it to protect creativity from AI, just flattening everything out.
You mean like proving ownership of art or writing using blockchain, like NFTs for copyright?
Sort of, yeah. Establishing provenance, giving
Yeah.
creators more control when AI can just copy or generate similar stuff so easily.
Those are definitely interesting potential uses beyond just money transfers.
For sure. Now, there seems to be a lot of optimistic partner content floating around.
Uh-oh. The hype train?
Maybe. We're seeing tips for May high performers, SOL, Lightchain AI, XRP mentioned.
Yep.
A sports meme coin, XYZverse, being compared to early Dogecoin.
The classic comparison.
Experts picking Cardano, Pepe, Shiba Inu, and Lightchain AI as potential millionaire makers.
Millionaire makers. Always got to be careful with those claims.
Absolutely. Apparently, Dogecoin holders are 72% long, very bullish. And a chart pattern seen before a Doge surge is supposedly showing up on Pepe now.
It's definitely a lot of positive spin. You always have to approach partner content, well, cautiously, right?
With a grain of salt.
Yeah. It can offer insight, sure, but it often has a promotional angle. And crypto is speculative. Past performance patterns, they don't guarantee future results.
Good reminder. The big question buzzing around seems to be, are we in a crypto winter, or is Bitcoin about to rebound?
The million-dollar question, or maybe the $87,000 question right now.
Right. We're also seeing reports of Pi Network maybe declining as investors look at something called the Yeti Arrow pre-sale.
Shifts in attention. Happens all the time, especially with newer projects.
And you've got folks who apparently made millions on Eshub saying another meme coin is going to 100x.
The classic next Eshub narrative.
Plus analysts looking at XRP's history asking if it can still make millionaires despite price drops.
Yeah.
Eshub Whales reportedly eyeing some new viral crypto. And another new cheap crypto attracting Eshub millionaires. It's a lot.
It really paints a picture of the speculative side, doesn't it? Everyone's hunting for that next massive win. It's a mix of TA, past wins fueling future bets, and just viral hype, especially with meme coins.
Keeps things interesting, that's for sure. Okay, some more concrete stuff. Weekly inflows are back for Bitcoin ETFs.
Ah, that's a positive sign. Shows renewed institutional interest, perhaps.
Could be. That can definitely help stabilize things. And Bitcoin miner HIVE Digital finished building a big 100 milli site in Paraguay.
Expanding mining capacity. That's important for the network's health and security long term.
We also got an update on that Bybit hack.
Oh, right. What's the latest?
The CEO said about 27.6% of the stolen funds are still just gone. Untraceable.
Oof, nearly a third. That's rough. It's a stark reminder of the security risks, isn't it?
Absolutely. And how hard it is to get funds back after a breach. Needs strong security.
Oh, kidding.
Metaplanet keeps buying Bitcoin. Added another 319 BTC. They're close to 5,000 Bitcoin now.
Wow, Metaplanet, they're really leaning in. Shows strong long-term conviction following that strategy of companies holding BTC in treasury.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
For NFT folks, the Ethereum platform Zora is set to launch its own token on April 23rd.
Zora token, okay. That could shake things up in their ecosystem, maybe user rewards, governance. Could affect NFT values on their platform too.
Potential new dynamics there. We're also seeing pushback against regulators. The president of CoinFund called the Bank for International Settlements, the BIS, crypto strategy dangerous.
Dangerous, strong word, highlights that ongoing tension, right? Traditional finance regulators focused on risk versus the crypto world wanting innovation, less restriction.
Definitely suggests real worry about how those proposed rules could impact crypto's growth.
Yeah, the containment strategy language probably didn't help either.
Probably not. Okay, let's wrap with a few more market analysis points. Quick hits. Voxys surged 180%, Broccoli jumped 140%, while Doge slumped.
Wow, huge moves for Voxys and Broccoli. Shows the wild swings in smaller caps.
Cryptos apparently to watch this week. Mantra, Nimcoin, Pi Network,
Okay.
Samson Moe arguing ETH, SOL, XRP are overvalued compared to Bitcoin supply.
Always controversial take, comparing them directly like that.
But then others suggest Pepe's price might climb less supply on exchanges, whales buying.
The supply and demand argument for Pepe.
AI tokens are hot right now. FET, AIC, Render, WLD, TAI seeing a surge.
The AI narrative is definitely strong across markets, crypto included.
Tether's revenue is apparently nearing $1.5 billion, way higher than Ethereum's fee revenue.
Shows the scale of stablecoin operations.
Charles Schwab, CEO, noted a 400% surge in crypto interest, hinted at direct spot trading may be coming.
Schwab. That would be significant mainstream adoption if they offered direct trading.
Huge. Solana being watched for a potential 10% rally, maybe hit $150.
Trying to break out of that range.
Uniswap's price forming a bullish megaphone pattern. XRP's price, though, kind of defying positive news, raising doubts about reaching $5.
Yeah, sometimes the price action just doesn't match the headlines with XRP. Puzzling.
Alio and GMT jumped nearly 30% as ETH got back over $1,600.
Riding Ethereum's coattails there.
Tron's price seems stalled, even though its fees are nearing $1 billion year to date.
Interesting disconnect. High usage, flat price.
Crypto VC funding was healthy last week, $293.2 million.
Decent inflow of venture capital still.
Robert Kiyosaki predicting Bitcoin hits $1 million by 2035, but only if there's a disaster.
Kiyosaki. Always with the dramatic predictions, often tied to economic doom.
Pretty much. NFT sales overall dipped 4.7%. CryptoPunk sales fell sharply 80%.
NFT market cooling off a bit, it seems, especially some of the older blue chips.
Bitcoin's chart showing a bullish pennant pattern amid, Trump versus Powell tensions and general uncertainty.
Technical patterns suggesting a potential breakout, but lots of macro noise.
And overall, Bitcoin's price is just kind of range-bound, volatility dropping, market waiting for a move. It's complex, so many different threads.
It really is. This mix of signals just shows how multifaceted crypto is. You've got project-specific news driving small caps, big trends for majors, sector hype like AI tokens, macro factors, institutional moves. It's all in the mix.
And differing views on value, potential. Constant debate.
That's the crypto market for you. Always evolving, always debating.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our deep dive for today into the latest crypto news and market movements. We've definitely seen significant price action, both majors and memes.
And some crucial developments on the tech front, NFTs, regulation, that whole interplay.
Right, like gold hitting its all-time high, and how that conversation connects back to Bitcoin. It's a key theme that keeps popping up.
Definitely. Always remember, everyone, stay informed, do your own research. This landscape changes fast.
Couldn't agree more. And join Daily Crypto for real-time market updates.
See you next time.